Hi there, welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Audrey Williams. On our pages today, we look at road safety precautions for all road users. And later, young people share how the government's HOPE program is transforming their lives. Stay tuned.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Friday, May 11. Cabinet has approved the establishment of an independent fiscal council to monitor the continuation of economic reform gains after Jamaica concludes its International Monetary Fund (IMF) agreement. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke made the announcement on Thursday during a special presentation on enhancing fiscal responsibility next steps.
Fiscal councils foster greater transparency around fiscal policy by having legislated access to economic data, having sufficient analytical capacity, and by providing unbiased advice, information to the public. Fiscal councils deepen democratic accountability as policymakers have to maintain credible policies or explain what might appear to be deviations.
Dr. Clarke says government has procured the services of experienced international experts who can help to develop the council's design. Industry Minister Audley Shaw says government will continue to strengthen Jamaica's investment regulatory framework to entice more global investors to the island.
This is our responsibility and we pledge to continue doing this. We'll continue to develop efficient and transparent regulations and embark on competitiveness strategies that include industry-specific and firm-level innovation efforts.
Minister Shaw was speaking at last night's media launch of the 2018 Jamaica Investment Forum, where sponsors handed over financial support for the event. The Jamaica Trade and Investment Promotions Agency, JAMPRO, is hosting the forum at the Montego Bay Convention Center from June 12 to 14. The last forum, staged in 2015, has yielded more than $300 million in investment and created over 6,000 jobs. 2018 staging will focus on 6 industries: tourism, logistics and special economic zones, outsourcing, manufacturing, agriculture and energy. Hundreds of foreign investors are expected to be in attendance to take up capital-ready projects in these key areas. $1.2 billion will be spent by government this fiscal year to provide more skills training and employment opportunities for youth under the National Service Corps program. State Minister for Education, Youth and Information, Floyd Green, made the disclosure in his sectoral debate on Tuesday.
Last year, Mr. Speaker, we put $200 million into the National Service Corps program. Because we are seeing the results, Mr. Speaker, this year, it is budgeted that we will put from the Heart Trust NTA $800 million in the National Service Corps program, and from the World Bank a further $390 million.
This allocation will cover training, refreshment, venue rentals, and stipend for participants. The National Service Corps aims to create an avenue for young people aged 18 to 24 years old to be fully empowered through education, training, and certification. Over 1,200 young people have participated in the program thus far. A Global Resilience and Crisis Management Center will be established at the University of the West Indies, Mona. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the center will be tasked with carrying out a number of climate change-related matters designed to help vulnerable states recover quickly from natural disasters. He made the announcement during Tuesday's sectoral debate. Minister Bartlett says the center has received support from the World Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, and the Caribbean Tourism Organization, along with several overseas universities. The ultimate goal of the Global Resilience Center will be to assist destination preparedness, management and recovery from disruptions and/or crises that threaten economies and livelihoods. It will also provide real-time data and effective communication.
A repository of information and knowledge, technical information about all these global disruptions.
The establishment of the Global Resilience Center was one of the outcomes of the World Tourism Conference held in Jamaica last November. And finally, the Ministry of Health will be observing Caribbean Mosquito Awareness Week starting next Monday. The week runs from May 14 to 20, focusing on the theme Small Bite, Big Threat, Fight the Bite, Destroy Mosquito Breeding Sites. Director of Environmental Health at the Ministry, Everton Baker, says the week's goal is to raise awareness within the school community about mosquito control. The Education Ministry is supporting the initiative, which includes a National Mosquito Awareness Forum. 4 schools, parents and relevant agencies have been invited to participate in the forum, which will be held at the Port Morant Primary School in St. Thomas on Wednesday. Mr. Baker says the forum will incorporate innovative and interactive activities to raise awareness about mosquito breeding elimination and reduction, as well as self-protection.
The high point of that day is we're going to have an actual search and destroy among the students. So we'll be actually searching the compound, and it will be like a treasure hunt. You know, there are students who want to make it exciting. Search and destroy. And that's a kind of microcosm of what we do generally.
The week of activities will also include the launch of the Health Ministry's Vector Control Summer Workers Program. 1,000 workers will be employed on a short-term basis to assist in the eradication of mosquito breeding sites. In the meantime, Mr. Baker says as a result of ongoing efforts, there has been a decrease in the prevalence of dengue, Zika virus, and other mosquito-borne diseases. But he warns that these gains should not be taken lightly, urging vigilance in the face of recent heavy rains. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you could save a life when you're on the road.
Too many lives are being lost because of reckless driving and disregard for the rules of the road. We can all put a stop to the growing number of fatalities and crashes on our nation's roads. Get some tips on how you can do just that.
Pedestrians, it is only safe to cross this designated part of the road if you follow the road rules. Never attempt to cross before the indication is given, and do not try to beat the oncoming traffic which has the green light.
You have overhead bridges, and overhead bridges are safe areas that are provided for pedestrians to cross. What we are seeing are pedestrians dashing across dual carriageways and then leaping over concrete medians. That is a no-no. We have had persons who have lost their lives doing that. And I am now appealing to pedestrians to do the right thing and access the overhead bridges that are provided in order to save your own life.
Where there is no overhead bridge or crossing sign, use the pedestrian crossing with caution. Monitor the lights and cross when it's safe to do so. That is a dangerous practice and a 99.9% chance of this happening.
The amount of kinetic energy that comes on your body, that is going to determine whether or not you survive.
There are several signs. Road signs are the language of the road. You have informational signs, directional signs, warning signs, and you have enforcement signs. Enforcement signs are erected upright or those that are drawn on the road surface. For example, you have stop sign, one-way sign, and it points in the direction where the one-way is. No U-turn, no parking, no right turn, no entry, a number of signs. If there's no sign that are erected upright, you will see yellow markings painted on curb walls, that constitute no parking, and you should not park in those areas. You park where white painting is drawn on those curb walls. Those are areas where parking is permitted. You have continuous white lines that are drawn on road surface. No motorist should drive to the right of a continuous white line. There are some other signs, especially like along Knutsford Boulevard, where the dual carriageway is, but there is any elevated median. You see something looking like a zebra crossing. Those crossing depicts a median, but a median that is not elevated. If you disobey a stop sign, it carries a fine of $4,000 or 6 demerit points. If you disobey the traffic light, the red light, that too carries $4,000 a fine or 6 demerit points. On the approach of a traffic light, for example, Halfway Tree Road, Chelsea Avenue, by GIS there is no filter light. You are to obey the light, and whenever you get green, you are to proceed. These lights are so configured that they allow for a pedestrian to cross. So when that red light is on, pedestrians are crossing. So that's why a filter light is not put in. When approaching a roundabout, you are to yield to the person to the right. Right? Always allow for that person to go first. A similar thing with a yield sign, a give way sign. You are to yield to the person and allow that person to proceed. If you happen to overtake, you are to do so if the way is clear, and once you complete that maneuver, you are to get back to the left lane and remain there. We have persons anticipating the light. You have those that are anticipating the green, and even before the green comes on, they are off. And you have others who are beating the amber in order to go by as well. And I should tell you this, red means you are to stop, amber means you are to prepare to stop, and green means you are to go if the way is clear.
And remember, always wear your seatbelt.
This is one time we don't want you to laugh.
Staying safe on the road is a serious thing.
Mr. Taxi driver and bus driver, take time, man. People, so one-stop driver and come off.
Cyclists, motorcyclists, pedestrian, all road users using the head.
Only if you use cell phone and drive. No, man.
Idiot thing that.
Road safety is no laughing matter.
Because we want you to be around
and laughing with us for a long time.
A message from the National Road Safety Council and National Health Fund.
The Prime Minister's Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program seeks to provide unattached young people with skills training and apprenticeship opportunities. Watch how the Garment Construction Corps is providing opportunities and improving lives in the process.
I was yearning for success so much that it brought me to the wrong route. I was actually incarcerated because of my actions. And that is where I got into sewing, because I had to do something to make up for the time and to keep myself active. So this program, I heard about it as soon as I was released in May 13. So it was my ray of hope. This is my change. This is my way forward. So I come with all zeal and tenacity to go forward.
Cressy Ray is just one of the thousands of Jamaican young people whose lives are being transformed because of their engagement in the Prime Minister's Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program.
The HOPE program is about engaging with the youth of Jamaica in a meaningful way. to give them, so it is mainly a training and apprenticeship program, if I can summarize that in a nutshell. It involves engaging young persons through, firstly, values and attitudes, or what I call core skills training. Then it gets into a skills training, a very basic skills training, and then get them to serve as an apprentice for up to 1 year, honing the skills that they would have learned.
And that is exactly the course taken by the Hope Garment Construction Corps at the Heart Trust NTA Garments Academy.
The first phase was 2 weeks of what is called core skills training. Basically life skills training, different areas where they were taught life coping skills, punctuality, how to dress for work, how to manage their emotions, things like that.
I deserve the best things that life has to offer.
They were taken into the machine operating training, where the 100 were placed in 4 groups of 25 with 4 instructors learning to sew. The final phase will be going into production, where they will actually start making the shirts for the other persons. And you will see from the display we have over here that they're actually making shirts now.
Yes, you heard right. These students are actually making shirts for the over 15,000 participants of the Hope program.
When we started the program, the intent was to have everybody be in receipt of a shirt, Oxford type shirt, that would be to help to promote the good working ethics, including their own dress and deportment. To purchase shirts outright and to have them branded, the cost was really far too prohibitive in order to kit out the vast numbers that we're hoping to reach on the program. Then there was a suggestion to speak to Heart Garments Academy, and I found out that they had this massive facility with over 100 machines, which were generally being underutilized at the time.
Now these young garment makers are learning much more than stitching shirts for fellow Hope participants.
I'm enjoying it right now because I can make my own shirt, skirt, and now I'm dropping to make my own dress.
It is very enlightening, astounding. I didn't know it was so meticulous to make even a simple dress. You know, we look at it as just 2 pieces of fabric, but when you get down to the nitty and gritty, it has so many different calculations, but it's something I love.
Because the clothes wasn't working out for me, I tried to do jewelry making. It's going great so far because I can make my own jewelry, I can produce it, I can have my own store and selling them.
The length is from the waist to the ground.
And none of this would be possible without the team of hard-working instructors on hand.
At first, I didn't know anything about sewing. Then, basically, getting the steps from our instructors, and they're teaching us step by step, so you get everything and understand. And at this stage where I'm at, I'm proud of myself, because if I didn't came here, I wouldn't know to do nothing at all.
The teachers, trust me, they work hard. It's not easy dealing with us as young adults, so they work hard. And what I love about them, it's not just about passing for them. It is about sitting down with the person, making sure they understand. So I give the teachers 2 thumbs up.
They help me a lot because I give them most of them problem. And there is not an instructor here who don't know me. Because I walk around and I ask questions, how to do my shirt, and they all helped me. It don't make no sense to stay home and sit down and I look for somebody to get something, when you can come out, learn a skill, and can do something for yourself.
It doesn't matter what background you're from or where you're from. Just come with an open mind and willing to learn. And once you're willing, you'll go a long way because there's hope for you.
For more information on the Garment Construction Corps or the HOPE program, call or visit a National Youth Service or Heart Trust NTA office. Toll free 1-888-432-7868 or email info@heart-nta.org.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, bolt and a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw we reach a the aging? I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
Did you know that over 4,000 children are living in the residential care protection sector in Jamaica? Did you also know that most of these children experienced neglect or abuse? For Child Month, why not take the bold step to foster a child in state care?
Have you ever thought about fostering a child but not so sure about how you can do so? Well, today is your lucky day. Get your pen and paper ready as we take you through all you need to know about the foster care program in Jamaica.
So what is foster care all about? Foster care is a process that allows non-biological parents to provide children in state care with a stable environment which contributes to their overall development. How do you become a foster parent? You have to be a responsible adult in good legal standing between the ages of 25 and 65. Must have accommodation that the child can be comfortably housed, gainfully employed or have some source of income, willing to undergo medical examination, must have a police record, meaning you must provide a police record, not that you must have a record, and finally to agree to a home visit and assessments by the children's officers periodically as they supervise the child in placement.
And those are the basic steps you need to take to foster a child. I dare you to make a difference and foster a child who is in need of your helping hand today. For more information on foster parenting, visit any CPFSA office island-wide or call 876-948-284122.
Child neglect is a big no-no under the law. Parents should not leave children by themselves for a long period of time without supervision, care, or food.
And even if we get in trouble with police officers, they should not beat or harm us. The police should protect children.
In fact, it's the duty of all adults to get help for us if we are being harmed or abused. And boys and girls, we too have a responsibility to get help for ourselves if we are being neglected or abused.
Let's not keep it to ourselves. We should talk to an adult we can trust. We should not stop talking until abuse stops, and we should not feel guilty or blame ourselves about it.
Here are some agencies and persons we can call for help. The Police Special Unit for Child Abuse. They can be reached at, do you have a pencil and paper ready? The number is 926-7318. That's 926-7318, or you can simply call 119.
You can also call the Friends Children's Hotline at 977-5754 or Jamaica Coalition on the Rights of the Child. Their number is 970-1776. Remember, they are here to help us.
Read more, learn more, change the globe. Ghetto children, do your thing.
Child Month is that time of year when we pay special attention to our children. On the third Friday in May every year, we shower our children with lots of treats and giveaways. We also wear yellow to show we care. But here's a thought. Why not make every day Child's Day? Why not show our love to every child we interact with on a daily basis? And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It could be something as simple as a kind word of affirmation. Our job as Jamaicans is to love them and cherish them as often as we can. In doing this, we are undoubtedly making Jamaica the place of choice for our little ones to live, grow, raise families, and do business. We have come to the end of today's Youthful Magazine, but another informative show comes your way tomorrow. In the meantime, feel free to share your feedback and comments by emailing us at jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Follow us on Twitter at JIS News or visit our website at jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.